Good day everyone, I'm Rian de la Punta, but you can call me Teacher Yan for short, and I'm from Beside English 1B, and I'm your discussant for today's discussion. So today, we're going to discuss about figurative language. So, figurative language is when we use words in a creative way to compare things and add emphasis. It also makes our writing more interesting and helps paint a picture in the reader's mind. There are many types of figurative language, but we're going to focus only on the six figurative language, which are simile, metaphor, personification, apostrophe, onomatopoeia, and hyperbole. The first type of figurative language that we're going to discuss is the simile.
It is a comparison of two things using the words like or us. And I have here an example. So he was panting like a dog under the midday sun. The subject he was being compared to a dog under the midday sun with the use of the word like.
The next one is metaphor. So when we say metaphor, it is a comparison of two things without using like or as.
So to give you an example here is he was an exhausted dog under the midday sun. So he is the subject and he was being compared to a dog under the midday sun. But unlike simile, it doesn't use like or us to compare two things. For us to enlighten our minds in these two type of figurative language, so let's compare and contrast these two. Simile versus metaphor. So simile, as I've said a while ago, it uses like or us to compare things. While metaphor, it doesn't use like or us to compare things. But they both compare two things that have common qualities.
The third one is personification. So personification give an inanimate object human characteristics.
The example here is the clouds wept for 3 hours. As we all know that clouds is an inanimate object and clouds do not wept. And wept is a human characteristic. So, the human characteristic was given to an inanimate object, which is the clouds. Because if you give human characteristic to an inanimate object, this is what we so called personification.
The fourth one is apostrophe. So when we say apostrophe, addresses an object or person who is not there.
So the given example here is clouds, please stop crying. The people are drowning. So the person is talking to the clouds to stop crying. And in this case, if the person is talking to an inanimate object or to the person who is not there, it is an example of apostrophe. And take note that personification and apostrophe, they both give human qualities to an inanimate object.
The fifth one is onomatopoeia. When we say onomatopoeia, it is about using the words that imitate the actual sounds of the object or action it describes.
So the example here is the fighter jet whooshed by the excited crowd before doing a corkscrew spin. So as you can see, the whooshed here is just a sound of the jet. And technically, the word whoosh here is it doesn't have any meaning. But the sound of the jet, which is the whoosh, is being used as a word to describe the object. And the word whoosh here means the jet passed by. And the word whoosh here is used to describe the object and also to serve as its action.
So the last type of figurative language that we're going to discuss is the hyperbole. So when we say hyperbole, it is the uses of exaggeration to give emphasis.
So the given example here is the building could touch the clouds. So it doesn't necessarily mean that the building could really touch the clouds, because as we all know that before it reach the clouds, it will definitely collapse, because this sentence just used exaggerations to say that the building is really tall. So to assess your understanding about our topic, so I have here a short activity that you will going to answer only in 1 minute. So the timer starts now. So let's check your answers. So the direction, identify what type of figurative language describes each sentence. Number 1, the ground rumbled under my feet. So the word rumbled here is being used to describe and serve as an action of the ground. So the answer is onomatopoeia. Number 2, the earth waited for the perfect time to exact its revenge. And the words waited and revenge are examples of human characteristics, and these human characteristics were used on an inanimate object, which is the earth. So this is an example of personification. Number 3, people started running like ants. So the people here is the subject, and it was being compared to an ant by the use of the word like. So this is an example of simile. Number 4, you are my sunshine. So the word you is the subject, and it was being compared to sunshine without using the word like or us. So the answer is metaphor. Number 5, I've asked you a million times to clean your room. As we all know that it is very impossible to do, asking a million times to clean the room. Because this is just an exaggeration of asking many times to clean the room. So this is an example of hyperbole. So the last one, the number 6, oh life, I cannot understand you. So the person is talking to an inanimate object which is life, and as we all know that if a person talked to an inanimate object or to the person who is not there, it is an example of apostrophe. I hope you got the correct answers in this activity.
So, that is all our discussion. I hope you learned something about our discussion. Again, I'm your teacher Yan, and thank you for listening.